Here's a girl, she's a star. She's got style. Steffi Star, you see her face around the town. She's popular. Steffi Star.
I'm Stephanie Weinstein.
And I'm Meredith Keach.
And we have a top producing real estate team at Coldwell Banker in Easton.
Mm-hmm. We're hitting big numbers this spring.
We're really hitting big numbers.
Today we are joined by attorneys, lawyers, counselors.
Counselor? I don't think I've ever been called counselor before.
No.
I will be calling you counselor today.
That's
It's like we
These
have to
are-
watch everything we say, I feel like.
I feel uncomfortable.
all right. That's how it should be.
Justin, Bobo, and Patty. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, Patty, we have no idea. Meredith
Couto.
calls me this morning. She goes, hey, how do you say Patty's last name? I go, I don't know. Couto?
Couto.
Couto. That's
Couto.
gonna be how
That's
we
a
do it
new
now.
one.
Bobo and Couto.
There you go.
Oh, Bobo and Couto.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cute.
It really
The
is.
Bobo and Couto show. All right, don't try getting
We're
a
taking over.
podcast.
We're
Yeah.
taking over.
You guys are out. We're still in.
Love it. Oh,
Bobo and Couto. Yeah, so they are our attorneys.
Right.
I mean, we use,
We use other attorneys.
well, not really.
time to
but
time.
We have to say that because we have other friends that are attorneys.
That's fair.
Yeah. And listen,
I would say you guys do the lion's share.
yeah,
I'd say so.
absolutely.
You know, sometimes people come with attorneys.
Right. Sometimes they have a family attorney, and
Right.
that's fine. Sometimes they have a real estate attorney that they use for another transaction, and they were comfortable. That's fine.
And sometimes they say, oh, I think I have a cousin who's an attorney I'm going to use. And I say, oh my God, please tell me that they practice real estate law.
And they never do.
never.
No, they say they're a patent attorney.
Oh,
Oh, that's a new one.
I said, we will not be using them.
And they say, I'll try selling a house.
I said, listen, my attorney's easy. We just text him. He texts us back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that
Same with
is
Patty.
actually huge.
So we don't know. Are you attorneys or are you lawyers? And what's the difference?
Right.
I don't think there is a difference.
There
I
isn't?
just go by attorney.
Do you like to be called Attorney Bobo? Or do you like to just be called Justin?
Usually just Justin or just Bobo.
Really? We can just call you Bobo?
Yeah.
What about you, Patty?
Patty for me.
Oh.
Unless I'm in trouble, then it's Patricia.
Well, because sometimes people write very formal emails.
I do.
I was going to say, I'm not mentioning any names. She's like, good afternoon, attorneys Bobo and Couto. Please see attached. So she's very formal.
Well, I like that. I think that the
Right.
title is earned.
I like that.
That's fair.
And so in an introductory email, I think it establishes rapport
Mhm.
and a pecking order.
Right.
Would you like me to call you Realtor Keach?
No, I'd like to be Meredith K. Keach, MED.
Who?
MED.
MED?
Those are the letters that go after my name that
Oh.
I don't ever use.
What are they?
Master of Education.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
Mhm.
very
that's how
impressive.
I'll start responding to all my emails that way with you every single time.
I mean, I feel like you should.
I think I should.
Now I'll be adding that.
There
too.
was actually an agent I worked with recently. No, he was a loan officer, and he had PhD after his name.
That
And
is
I
well
thought-
earned.
I thought, wow. But it's kind of dumb, right? That's why I wouldn't use MED in this environment. I mean, I have it, but it's not like it establishes something different in this arena.
Right. Now, we are also luxury.
We've been working on all our titles.
But
Like
what
if
are
I
we?
see something
Luxury-
cool, I'm like, maybe we should call ourselves that. What was the recent
Oh, yeah.
one?
You texted me the other day. Maybe we should be business partners.
Yeah.
Because I'm like Meredith Keach, partner. And then sometimes when I say she's my partner, people are just like,
right. Got
They
it,
like give
got
an
it.
extended
The
stare.
eyebrows go up a little bit. Yeah.
They're like, I didn't know.
right. So
Right.
we have Meredith Keach. We have Keach
But I
Weinstein.
think it was one principal
I
or
thought-
something.
Colleague.
But there was a title, it was a team, anyway.
Yeah, but are we luxury? What are we?
We're global luxury
Absolutely.
specialists.
Oh, yeah,
too.
that's it. I want
I
those
like that.
initials.
Yep. We got
after
that
my
designation
name.
recently.
And it only cost us $600.
That's
Oh,
right.
totally worth it.
That's
They
worth
sent
it.
us a really pretty binder after.
Yep. And we got a certificate and a pin.
And access to a website.
That's right.
Whoa.
That is money well spent.
Absolutely.
So,
Wait, what is that website?
I don't know.
Oh,
Good.
I might need that.
Definitely worth it.
I have a
Do you
luxury
guys have to
appointment.
do ongoing credit stuff? Like we took your class.
You don't? That's so
No.
easy to be a
It's-
lawyer.
Not
It's
surprising.
a little odd that we
You
don't.
just have to trust
But
us.
in Massachusetts, you don't.
That is so effed up.
Yeah.
We
Okay?
just know what we're doing all of the time.
And by virtue of the fact that they become an attorney, they're also brokers.
Right.
Correct.
They don't even have to
Correct.
go through the CEUs,
Right.
and they're just a broker.
Okay, well, stay out of our lane.
Oh boy.
Stay in your own.
You know what? This is why I say Attorney Bobo, Attorney Couto. Yeah. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway. Sometimes in transactions, we find the other attorney on the other side doing a lot of chest pounding. You find that a lot in
a
your
lot of
deals?
capital
Yes.
letters.
Yeah.
Sounds
Very
super
much so.
familiar to me.
Yeah.
What do you do when are you just like, ugh?
Go to therapy.
Right.
Like you
Breath.
see an email coming over in all caps from a colleague.
That's when I text you guys first and vent it all out,
Right.
and then cool off, and then send out an email, so I don't
Right. Just in
Right.
times. What
Every
the
bridge
F
that I
is
have.
up with this person?
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do?
Right.
I think it depends on the situation and, how it's presented. If they're just like that right from the beginning, then,
You
it
know
is
what you're
it
setting
is.
up.
Right.
That's how it
You
always
know what
is,
you're
though.
out for. Yeah.
They're like that from
pick
the
and choose
beginning.
your battles. I'm all up for picking and choosing your battles.
Right. Right.
Especially when you need it.
So people listening probably are wondering, why do you need a real estate attorney in a real estate transaction?
Well, first off, because you have to. Massachusetts tells you have to.
Oh.
For buyers.
Right.
Not for sellers, but it also makes sense too.
Wait. Did you know that?
Well, at the P&S or at the closing?
At the closing.
Because we're a conveyancing state.
Correct.
Correct.
Look at that.
Doesn't have to be for PNS,
another
but it
big
makes
word.
sense.
Wait, what, Justin?
I said it doesn't have to be for PNS, but it makes sense.
Oh.
Because other states they have title, they're title,
title
states,
states.
right?
Yeah.
So it's just a big company that processes the transaction.
Like Florida?
It's Florida?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when you used to type your own PNSs?
Yeah. There were a lot of things. We were talking yesterday about how you would get 4 original copies signed and then have to hand deliver them.
When I started, that was still happening.
Justin, do people, and I don't do this anymore, do they really have to initial the bottom of each page?
No.
I always wonder about that. What happens if you get a jerk in there who inserts a
Then you
page
have
that wasn't?
to. Oh. Well, if
what if
the-
there's fraud?
Then they're going to
Ooh.
put initials on the page anyways, if they're willing to go that far. So what's the point?
Okay.
But if one party puts initials, then your party has to put initials.
Makes
Yeah,
sense,
probably.
yeah.
Might as well.
Keep it consistent.
I had
so
someone get mad at me for
annoying.
that because they had to then go back and put initials, have their client
Oh, you're
put
that type of agent
I'm
who
not
initials
sens-
each page?
Well, I got nervous. I'm like, wait a
Why?
minute, we have all these pages and there's just a signature page at the end.
But the attorneys did that.
I gave it up and they only sign where it says sign here.
You know, Meredith, I'm really proud of you.
I'm a troublemaker sometimes.
Okay, so in the state of Massachusetts, you need an attorney.
Interesting. Does that go back to colonial period?
I'm sure it does.
Mm.
Probably the very
Sometime
first
period.
piece of land that was sold.
Right.
They said, I don't want to do it. And then some guy was an attorney and they said, you do it. And then
Oh.
it stuck.
Okay.
And how is it different in Massachusetts than other parts of the country? Like, because, Virginia and Massachusetts was the beginning. So, like, how is it different here?
The rest of the country, not the rest, there's 10 or 11 states that are attorney states. And the rest of it's just escrow officers. So it's really someone who's just a funnel for the money on it. And that's really all their purpose is on it.
And Massachusetts is also a race notice state. So it's a race to whoever can get to record first.
Wait a minute.
Excuse
What
me?
Yeah.
is this?
Repeat that.
Yeah. Race to record.
So if we do an entire deal together and then someone sprints to the registry and puts a deed on first, they win.
What?
Right.
Huh?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Has
And that
that
deed's
ever
on first?
happened? Like when what situation?
I don't think that's ever happened.
No, it's never happened to me, but
That is so
that's
exciting.
how it works in Massachusetts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now we have electronic recording.
Right.
Does anybody record in person anymore?
Yes.
It's rare.
Who?
Rare, but if the property
We want names.
well, if the property falls on the land court side,
Oh.
some
Oh,
registries
right.
only allow you to record in person. So like Suffolk County, for example, if your property falls on the land court side, you got to go in there and do it in person.
That's dumb.
It is.
100%.
So my dad was a real estate attorney, and he used to sing the praises of the ladies at the registry. They were his ladies. He loved them. He said if he won the lottery, he was going to go in person with cash in hand to just give them cash. He loved them. I would imagine maybe it's like pecking order there. Like,
Well, now there's
it
no
seems
relationship
strange.
with them
Yeah.
anymore.
There used to be good relationships with them. You would go in all the time. You knew who everyone was there, and
Right.
it worked out fantastic.
But not anymore.
No, if I walk into a registry now, they're not going to know who I am. Not at this point.
Did this happen during COVID?
Yeah, it was
More
heading
so during COVID.
it was
but
heading that way already.
Mm.
With
And
the
then COVID
electronic
was just
recordings.
a fast forward button for it.
I love not going to closings anymore.
I
I love it.
it just streamlines the process.
Well, first of all, there really isn't a closing anymore. Like Justin and Patty, they just go meet the clients wherever and have them
Right.
sign the paperwork beforehand.
Right.
Well, COVID killed the closings. So let's give a little backup for those who are listening who don't necessarily know a real estate transaction.
Or
so,
what COVID was.
or what COVID was, right? So you have an offer, buyer has a home inspection, you go to purchase and sales agreement. That's when we loop in our attorneys, attorney Bobo, attorney Couto, and they draft a purchase and sales agreement, which is a 30-paragraph document, add addendums, language, fight with the attorney on the other side to protect their client. Then the P&S goes off to the lender. If you guys have the loan that you're closing, then it comes back to you. You do a title exam, an MLC, what am I-
plot plan.
plot plan, and then we find out we get it clear to close, and you tell us when the buyer or seller will be signing because we no longer COVID killed the closing. Then at the very end, we used to sit at a table together, everybody, and the agents would just sit on our phone and play because we have no purpose at the closing.
So-
Moral support. Moral support.
Moral support.
No, this was our big thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Stephanie, do you have the fire certificate?
Oh, right.
Oh.
Yeah. Or, excuse me, Meredith, can you make copies of the licenses, please, front and back?
We were very important.
She'd say yes. And
Yes, attorney.
And then there would be a ceremonial exchanging of the keys. If it was a
And-
contentious closing, it would be
Ooh.
very awkward.
Oh, God.
But the attorneys would sit in their suits and their fancy pens and get everybody to sign. And then they would say, okay, we'll let you know when we're on record. And
Right.
then you would have to have someone or yourself would run to the registry because it's a race
Notice.
notice
Yeah.
state
Mhm.
and would record at the registry of deeds. Right?
Correct.
That's
I
right.
forgot the title exam.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
What
I
if-
didn't.
you
What
mentioned
about the
title.
gift?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I
So
mean, you had to bring a gift to closing because you look like an asshole.
if you were on one side and I was on the other, I'd say, don't bring a gift because I'm not bringing a gift for my client.
right. We feel very strongly about no gifts. We've done our job.
Sometimes.
Yeah, well, it depends on the client.
Yeah.
Well, for the sellers. You don't give a
Well-
seller gift.
Sometimes I try to, but sometimes I just miss it on the gifts.
I don't think so, Meredith. You gave me an entire lecture about not giving gifts.
Well, then
And
I found
now
someone
you're
who can
taking it
make
back.
beautiful gifts. Do you guys do gifts?
No.
See,
I want a gift.
I want a gift.
We accept them.
Yeah, I always
No,
accept
we
gifts,
want
but
gifts.
I give them a pile of papers and say, "This is your gift."
Our gift is we send the email that says we're on record. That's the gift.
Right? And our gift is we did a phenomenal job.
So give us a nightmare story of like something that happened. Like for
I have
example, yeah, give it to us, Patty.
I have one.
Go ahead,
So
Coots.
I'm not okay. So I'm not going to say where, give a property address, nothing like that. But I
Yeah.
was
Can
representing.
you give us a hint?
No. Somewhere in Massachusetts,
Perfect.
I was
Taunton.
representing these buyers, and they were first-time home buyers,
Okay.
and they were spending every single cent that they had to purchase their first home.
Mm.
So it was super exciting. They're on their own, first time, just married, right? Purchasing a home is the biggest investment that you're ever going to make in your life, probably.
Right.
How
Most
old?
expensive
How old?
purchase. They had to be in
15.
their late 20s.
Oh, right.
Late 20s, I would say. And so they were buying their home from, it was like from an elderly couple who were no longer living there. So they were living in a different state.
Okay.
So the day before the closing, they go to do their walkthrough. And they had been, this was probably like the second or third time that they had been
I'm
in the
envisioning
home.
dead bodies.
So at the walkthrough, they found spray paint everywhere.
I
On the
remember this.
foundation, on the siding, the vinyl siding of the home, on the steps, inside the house, in the basement, all around the concrete walls. It had just been spray painted everywhere. Neon spray paint, like we're talking like neon pink, neon green, like it wasn't coming off. It was literal spray paint.
Shut
So these poor buyers, the night before they're closing, they're like crying, hysterically crying, because they're like, what do we do? Like, we want this house, but what do we do? The sellers are nowhere to be found. Come to find out, the grandchildren of this elderly couple were upset that their grandparents were selling. And
they weren't getting a cut.
So they wanted to leave their mark, quote unquote, or just graffiti everywhere on this house before they left.
How was it resolved?
So closing was held up for a little while because it was hard to even get in touch with the sellers because they were in a different state. We tried to see if we could just have somebody real quick just, get the graffiti off and the spray paint, but the way that, the vinyl siding was, like, it had to be professionally done. Otherwise, like, it was going to rip off the vinyl siding. I mean, it was this whole thing. So we ended up agreeing to some sort of holdback. The buyers did want to have the house painted anyway. So we were able to negotiate a holdback for them so they could, put that money towards the repainting of the home. And we were able to move forward. But it was a whole situation. Yeah.
Does that compare to ours?
I don't remember which one we have. I have one distinct one. No.
When he took the deed back at the closing?
That was the worst ever.
Because he wouldn't accept an IOLTA check? Why wouldn't somebody accept an IOLTA check?
That makes no sense not to. Probably just means they don't know what it means.
No, he did.
Oh, he was an attorney.
He extorted money out of the buyer.
He said, so the next day we got a call from his attorney and she called the buyer's attorney and she said, and the buyer's attorney said, my family here is homeless because they had just sold their house. Their furniture was on a truck. The movers are like, if we don't deliver this furniture today, you can't get it for 2 weeks. It was July 4th weekend, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They had to get a storage unit. The movers had to put everything into a storage unit. Now this family is homeless.
Literally.
It is my seller. And first of all, he did so many things throughout the transaction. And the last thing he did was he tried to flunk his smoke inspection because he wanted more time in the house and we couldn't give it to him because it was a domino closing and the first people were going out of the country. So I'm like, I'm really sorry. We can't delay the closing. It was because his house that he was building wasn't ready. So this man was meticulous. And so I said, so are you going to be home for the smoke inspection? He's like, actually, I can't be there. So can you come? I said, of course. So I walk in and I didn't think anything. And the chief comes in, he goes, flunk. I said, what? He's like, Stephanie, these are all, they all need to be replaced. I'm like, oh my God, we have a closing. What are we going to do? And he was going on vacation. And I said, what if I replace them and I have Bo Waldron come in, will you come back just for me for tomorrow? He said, that is the only way. If Bo Waldron replaces those, that is the only way I will come back and then you will get a pass. So I call my client. He's like, so how did it go? I'm like, bad news. I said, we flunked. And he said, oh, that means that we have to delay the closing. I said, no, I have great news. I'm going to pay for all the smoke detectors and Bo's going to come put them in and we have an appointment tomorrow. He was not happy. So then, fast forward, we get to the closing, and he's not going to take the IOLTA check.
What was his reasoning?
Because he said, these buyers don't have funds, and I'm not taking an IOLTA check. Takes the deed back, goes home. Clients are homeless. The next day, his attorney, who was a corporate attorney, so the buyer's agent calls and says, hey, my family is crying. They're throwing up. They have 2 little kids. She said, Mr. So-and-so, I don't care about feelings. I am a corporate attorney. If your clients still want to buy the house, they need to bring $25,000 and we will sell them the house.
In exchange for the deed? He extorted money out of them.
To make a long story short, he was able to get $5,000 out of them and they had to meet his son on the steps of the courthouse. Or the deeds.
The registry.
The registry, thank you. And so he handed him $5,000 and he handed him the deed. The end.
It was terrible.
Meredith and I still have PTSD.
Wicked.
It was really bad.
It was, and he's a lawyer, so he knew the nuances in the gray area
Right.
and just exploited them.
Guess
And
what
it
he
was-
said to me?
We were helpless.
He said to me he called me the next day, "You did a great job."
It was awful. It was awful. It
And before that, I'm like, "What are you doing?" Because I was in tears. I'm like, "You won. You made them pay for final inspections. You made them pay $2,000 for the refrigerator. Like, you won. What are you doing? You won." He goes, "Don't play mind games with me."
Yeah, didn't his son say to you, his dad always gets what he wants? It's just
Wow.
the path of least
And then he
resistance.
sold me some wonderful literature that he wrote. He wrote some wonderful columns in a local newspaper about family and kindness. This is no joke, folks.
Yeah,
Wow.
that one was a rough one.
Definitely was not practicing what he was preaching.
That's brutal.
No,
Yeah.
that was
So
really-
that was
that
ours.
took years
That
off
was
of
mine.
My poor
And
people.
even talking about it now makes me sick.
Yeah, because he knew the angles.
But
I
that's
feel like you have a good story.
I have a lot of stories.
The most recent one.
The most recent one, I have the
the
cockroach
cockroach
house.
oh, I love a good cockroach story.
We had a buyer that bought a home sight unseen, waived home inspection.
Oh.
Didn't see the house for the first time until the day before closing for final walkthrough.
We don't take those offers, do we, Meredith? As listing agent?
This was right at the peak when almost everyone was doing it for a little bit. there.
Nerve-wracking.
No.
They get in the house. It's a 2-family. Every single room, every single appliance in that house has cockroaches, mice, rats. It is absolutely infested. There's tenants living in both places. There's kids in the houses.
Stop it.
Every room's
Oh my
absolutely
God,
beyond
Justin.
filthy.
I can't. This podcast has
So go
gone
ahead.
sideways.
Go ahead. So what happened?
So luckily, we had language in the purchase and sale that it had to be delivered broom clean.
Oh.
That was our
Thank
only
God.
out.
This is why you hire an attorney
Right.
Right.
to negotiate
Right,
your
can you
purchase and
imagine?
sale.
The seller sat there and said,
No.
tough luck, I'm not doing anything about it. I don't care that it says that. We're going to sit here. And we waited out almost 4 or 5 months back and forth
What?
before they finally caved, started cleaning the place out, threw my buyer $5,000 to go hire someone to help clean it out too. And then they closed on that property. But they went in for the final walkthrough. There was kids locked in a room with just rat shit everywhere. Like,
These
that was
houses
a- that was
exist.
a
It was a
brutal one.
lot. It
That
was
was-
a
that
lot.
was
This is the
brutal
worst
one.
podcast we've ever
There
done.
was a happy ending. There was a
There's-
happy ending.
Oh my
Well, yeah,
Gotta
the
end it on
house
a
is clean
positive
now.
note.
Well, the house. Did you
The
guys
house
see
is clean.
the one in Colorado where it's on a cave of snakes? This was just in the news last week. So the lady, they wake up in the middle of the night to sounds in the wall.
Oh my God.
The house,
Come on,
the
Meredith.
house is infested with snakes. And so the snake whatever guy comes
know
out
what?
and
I'm
he
done.
says that there's like
The snake guy?
the snake guy, like an
Wait, what a
They're
exterminator.
like a snake whisperer.
Yeah,
Like,
and there's like a
what?
It's got like the little
whole
flute with the.
cave system under the house of snake beds.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, and she's blaming everybody and saying they
Snake beds.
can't live in their house, and she saved up all her money,
No
and
thanks.
she's like, "Yeah, imagine that one. I don't know how you'd solve that."
Wow.
Well, I have one. We were walking through the house and I pleaded with my buyer. I'm like, this house is disgusting. You're not buying it. She's like, I love it. And so sure enough, she puts in an offer and luckily it wasn't accepted. So I called her up. I go, haha, wasn't accepted. Sorry. Well, 2 days later, the agent calls back. We have accepted your offer. The first buyer backed out.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, great. So I called her up. I'm like, your offer's been accepted. So anyway, so now it's time for home inspection. And I'm walking around the house. I'm like, what is this? The house was filthy. I said, what is this yellow goo running down the walls? He's home inspector. And it was not my home inspector. I said, use my home inspector, right?
Yeah.
Because she's the buyer. I've been using this home inspection company for 12 years. Stryler,
Yeah.
home inspectors.
yeah.
And so I've been using him forever and he has a bunch of guys and I've never had a problem.
They're great at TikTok, by the way.
Well, anyway, so she hires another home inspector. And so he looks up in the attic and he says, you have a mouse problem.
Oh, fabulous.
So she's like, all right, I can deal with mice. I'm not afraid. I'm like, okay. So we pass on the house. She has to put a new septic. She's like a one-woman show here, and she's buying this big old house with all these problems. Well, fast forward, she moves in. She's like, what the fuck is that? What is going on? What up there? What is that noise? She had to have a guy come, and he looked up in the attic, and he said, ma'am, you have the worst bat infestation that I have ever seen in all my life of handling bats. And that yellow stuff running down the wall is bat urine.
Oh, my
And I said, I effing told you not to buy this house.
the bad house.
Okay, bat urine down the walls. She basically had to take off like the second story of her house and rebuild. Okay, this
I
is...
remember. She sold it a short time after.
Yes, she did.
I had a bat in my house once, and that was probably the weakest moment of my life.
Right? One bat and you were flipping out.
It was-
Did you push your wife and child aside and run out
I
screaming?
held my child up like Simba, hoping like, the bat would just take it. No, I was in my living room at 3 a.m. because we woke up and we heard fluttering in the bedroom. And it was
in the bedroom?
There was the bat in the room. We get it downstairs. I'm standing in my living room with every door and window open, with the screen from the window as like a shield against this bat, trying to just bat it out of the door. And it was maybe a 2-hour battle, and I was pathetic and weak for those whole 2 hours.
Now, did you guys go proactively and get rabies shots?
Oh, that would have been a great idea.
No.
I think you're supposed to. Because bats have the highest incidence of rabies of any animal.
But
And
how-
if you're bitten,
but
you
he
don't
wasn't
always know.
bitten.
You don't know.
So
I'm alive now, so.
Well,
Yeah.
sure
wait. So are you going to go get a shot for a bat right now?
I have a friend who had to do that.
Wow.
They had a bat in their house, and they had to do it.
Ooh.
I've read it before, too. So keep it in mind. If you have a bat in your house, you can be bitten, and there's no cure for rabies. You die.
While we're
Did you know
talking
that?
about stories, can
love
I
that.
tell
Did you know that?
Excuse me, can I tell one more story when I first started?
This podcast
I had a-
is
I
so
had a-
uplifting.
I had a vacant house, and the guy was a dentist, and he was in the North Shore, and I was like all excited. I had this listing, so it was on lockbox, and the other agents were going through. An agent calls me. She goes, "Stephanie, you need to go over there. Somebody used the bathroom and had an explosion, and there is shit everywhere." I go, "What? I mean, what are we gonna do?" So what was I gonna do?
I think you'd been doing it like 15 minutes. You'd been selling real estate,
Yes.
too.
I had to go to Target. I had to buy long yellow gloves. I had to buy cleaning stuff, a bucket, a mop, and I was. Yeah.
And this is why I'm thankful I'm a closing attorney,
Right.
Yeah.
not a realtor.
So that's just a few little tidbits in our world.
I mean, there's a problem a lot. I have some recent awesome transactions where you get the seller and like they hit the lottery money, and then they move into the sunset to some amazing home that they're so excited about. And then you get these.
Well, those stories aren't fun.
I mean,
But
you
these
kind of
stories-
hope
They look good for reviews online.
They're so
That's it.
you ride
Not
the
for
cloud.
the podcast. No.
but
The real life is they're not always.
it's being a problem solver,
It is.
we
Right.
solve problems,
right?
Even though that's Jason Weinstein's tagline,
Yeah.
we're kind of stealing it.
Well, and our attorneys keep us, certainly me, level-headed.
Right.
Like, I have a problem. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, you guys keep us like, well, what do we do?
Right.
You have to do that for us sometimes too, though.
I suppose.
Like that last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chest pounding.
Every second, Alexa goes, "I'm just going to call Justin." I'm like, "Can you leave him alone? I can answer this question." Now,
Well, what do you guys have planned for the weekend?
Nothing for the weekend. It's my anniversary tomorrow. 4-year anniversary tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Going out to Capitol Grill tomorrow night.
what we
Kid,
order?
kids staying over at my parents' house. I don't know. I haven't been yet. I've wanted to go for a while, and I've never been yet.
And where? In Boston or
The
Providence?
Chestnut Hill one.
Oh, Chestnut Hill.
Delish.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're going to eat like a king. Now,
A lot of
what's your program with going to a nice dinner? Do you like not eat all day? Do you just eat your regular stuff?
I usually don't eat all day, but I don't eat all that much anyways.
Oh.
That's a problem.
How do
when
you
look
do
at the
it?
We don't need to talk
menu,
about that.
I used to not eat. Aren't you hungry?
It's
don't
the
you want
stress of the transaction.
Don't you want to snack while you're at your computer or driving in your car? I forget how I used to not eat. How did I do that? How do
I
you
just
go-
don't think about it until I'm angry and
Or
hangry
dying.
And I'm dying, yeah.
So what if
Then
you
it's
get
good.
like a little hunger pang? You ignore it?
I
Usually.
wash it down with coffee.
That's true.
What will you get? Will you get one of those gigantic steaks that look like it's from the Flintstones? Will you get a petite filet? Strip steak?
Don't tell me you're going to get fish.
No, I'm not a big steak guy though.
Who goes to a steakhouse and doesn't get steak? This podcast is over.
I'm not a big steak guy. I'm not.
Justin, then
I don't know.
why
I
go
haven't
to the
looked at it
Capitol Grill?
because I've heard about it forever.
But I don't...
and SCAM gave us a gift card. Oh yeah.
My husband just told me a great place in the city.
So many
It's
places.
a seafood place. Fancy seafood.
I just went to, where was I? I went after that networking.
Prime.
Oh,
Ocean
yeah,
Prime.
Ocean Prime.
I'm dying to go there.
Oh my God.
Same. Maybe we should do a lunch.
I saw my
Yes.
client there. I saw, it was packed. It was a Tuesday night and there wasn't a seat to be had. There's a whole life out there in Boston on a Tuesday night.
We could do that. We could get Darren to drive us. We could go for a really awesome lunch.
We should do like a belated birthday thing.
Brilliant. My birthday's Friday.
Okay, perfect.
I'm
It's
going to be 50.
5.
That's exciting. Are you having a big party?
No.
No, she
No?
doesn't want anything. She's like, no surprises. I want to pick out my own cake. I want to plan what time we're having a piece of cake. and then so we planned to have cake on Thursday, but then Kathy Walsh reminded me, she's like, you have 2 appointments on Thursday. I'm like,
And I had an additional home inspection.
Meredith has 2 home inspections, one on a commercial property, one in a house, and I have 2 listing appointments. Cake on Thursday is not going to happen.
So I said, you know what? We'll do it next week when
Yeah.
we're into my first week of my second half.
We'll invite you guys. It's going to
Okay.
be a Condita Meister cake.
Yeah,
Oh, love it.
Even though you guys don't eat and you are both
Yeah.
so skinny.
We'll have a slice just for you.
You'll
for
have a
your
slice of
birthday.
Condita Meister
Absolutely.
cake. That'll give me more time.
Yeah.
This was too rushed.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, all right, Justin, fine. You're going to go there. You don't even eat steak. I find it unusual.
So-
That was so
It's-
anticlimactic. Who goes to a steakhouse?
I know. So wait a minute. Your daughter
I keep
is
it
going to
going
stay
well.
at your parents'. You guys have
Correct.
the whole night.
Correct.
Are you going to get hammered?
Aw.
Probably.
Oh,
That's
fun.
oh,
the
wait,
goal.
do you have a driver?
We can get one. Yeah.
We have a driver if
We
you
have
need
a
one.
personal driver that usually takes us into the city and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
Yeah, we have one
bougie.
of them too.
It is.
You got to get one.
You
Yeah,
have
we
it.
have
I need to get
Darren.
one.
You have to have one because
It's
it's, such
not
a
a-
pain
We have
in the
Darren
ass getting
struggles.
it
It's
out of
not
the city.
expensive.
Right.
It's really not expensive.
Yep. It's not.
It's
I
so-
have a personal driver.
No.
your
Uber.
husband.
It's Uber.
It's Uber. It's whoever the
Uber.
Uber driver
I
is
don't feel
that day.
safe
Uber.
Ubering by myself.
I do.
Oh, I
That's
have
fair.
done it. I have done
I do it all
Not
the
by
time.
choice, but I've done it.
I could care less.
I can't.
Meredith, does anyone really want to kidnap you?
Probably not.
Exactly. And if they did, they would give you back. Well, that's the thing I always told
Sure.
Alexa when she was little. I'm afraid. Nobody would keep you, Alexa. You're way too high maintenance. She's like, oh, yeah, you're right. Every once in a while, she'd be afraid to be kidnapped. But
So you guys will get a driver
Mhm.
for dinner. It's tomorrow night
Tomorrow night.
and Thursday night. It's going to be a beautiful night. We
wait,
have
does your
outdoor
wife like steak?
She does.
Okay. Outdoor seating?
I don't think the Chestnut Hill one has outdoor seating.
Okay, so
No,
indoor.
they don't.
So
No,
get dressed
The
up.
bar's usually packed there, though.
Will you go to the restaurant and then just come home? Do you go for drinks to the bar first? Wait for a table? Like, what's your setup?
We won't go in early. We'll stay out afterwards.
Oh.
We never really go in early when we go in for dinners.
Okay.
But we'll stay out afterwards.
What time's dinner?
7:30.
Oh. And what will you do after?
Don't know yet. I got to look up places right around there. There's a couple good places right around that area.
Like music or bar or what?
Bar.
Oh.
Yeah.
More drinking.
Yeah.
Mm.
And at a bar, you'd go to a bar with your wife?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd go to a bar with my husband.
I'm at a bar every single night.
I would sit at a bar, maybe, but I don't know.
Well, that's what they're going to do.
I know.
Oh.
I just hadn't really conceptualized it.
Oh.
I'd go watch entertainment, I think,
Oh.
or a game.
I love talking
Yeah.
to strangers.
We're at a
the
different
bar.
stage, though.
Right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Our life is dominated by
Sports.
right
Right.
activities, kids' activities.
Right,
so
right.
Yeah.
rarely do we get out anyway, just the two of us.
Same here.
Well, should you go for your birthday?
Well, I thought about that, but we have people coming up
Oh.
to visit, so I'm really excited. We're gonna have fun on the patio. We just put in a big, huge patio in the backyard
Oh
and
my
a shed
God, it
with
is
like a
dreamy.
2 bars in it and
Oh,
counter
geez.
heights and yeah.
It's
So hanging out there
unbelievable.
is really fun.
Yeah.
I think that's what we'll do.
All right.
It's supposed to be a great weather weekend.
Mhm.
I'm sure your kids will do some fun stuff for you.
We're gonna have a party on Sunday.
For you.
No,
For who?
it's called the Laugh Olympics Cornhole Tournament Summer Fun Chill with Your Friends Day.
Wow.
At your house.
You didn't. You
That
couldn't
was
go
a
with shorter
mouthful.
name than that.
Can you repeat that? Who remembers what she just said?
And I'll match kids and adults for a team and create brackets for the cornhole tournament.
I
But
love
what
that.
I want to, what I really want to do at the end of the day, but I haven't really
Sounds like
figured
a
out
lot
how
of
to do
work.
it, is I want to have a variety of activities, games, different levels, right? Like, so not just the athletic. And then you're my partner and you have to do a round robin of the games. So like cornhole, lawn darts,
Wow.
spike ball,
Oh.
and then come up with another one that's like a brain game. But I haven't gotten that yet. So far, we're just doing
A
cornhole.
lot of planning.
It is, but I love that stuff.
You do.
It's up
I
my
just like to
alley.
sit and eat.
Oh, and my mother-in-law is coming up, and she's the most amazing cook ever. And I requested, because it's my birthday
Steamers.
weekend, nope, potato salad.
Mm.
But I might do some seafood this weekend. I'm thinking I want to make some lobster. I won't make the lobster. I'll get them steamed.
Yeah.
Make some steam. I do make the steamers and eat outside and eat them. Like, what is better?
Nothing.
That's fantastic.
If I had a really good shucker, I'd get a bunch of oysters too. But Sean and I aren't great at it.
They're super dangerous.
You just need to
Yeah.
practice.
I need
you
a
big
Teflon
table.
glove, too.
Yeah.
What was it? A thick towel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you still
And
can
a good
slide
little
and
knife.
slice your hand over. We got it, but it's still like you gotta learn the knack.
Watch YouTube videos. Gregory's learned everything on YouTube.
Mhm.
This is a good point.
You know who has the best steamers?
Who?
Down in Plymouth.
Oh, East Bay?
East Bay?
Your people.
Yeah, that's the best down there. Duxbury and Plymouth.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Where do you go in Duxbury?
Island Creek. They got
Oh,
oysters. That was
yeah.
great.
We go there.
Yeah.
We did that. And we brought our kids, and it was actually fun. I mean, it was more fun for us, but just chilling out, music.
It's great. The food
Eating
trucks down
tons
there,
of
they have everything down
oysters.
Where?
there. At Island Creek.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
By the
I
water.
haven't
Yeah.
been there yet. I need to go.
Do you
Yeah.
guys eat oysters?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
do.
Duxbury has the
Yeah.
best oysters.
Oh, it's fantastic down there.
Yeah, I agree.
I schlepped to Duxbury last week to have oysters. Oh. And
Did you go back to Windsor House?
Yes.
Oh, that's
So
fantastic.
good.
What's
That
Windsor
place
House?
is great.
Windsor House is in Duxbury, although
to
they
go.
do the 8% backroom tax.
What is it?
They put an extra tax on your check, 8%.
Why? A
Goes to
tax
the
or
back
gratuity?
room.
On
top
they
of
call
the-
it a tax or a gratuity? What do
No,
they
they call it. It's an 8% tax on your bill.
Is this a Duxbury thing?
No, that was like the COVID thing that started when they
It's
started
still
adding.
there.
Yeah.
It's still there, and
Wow.
the people in the back are on salary,
Right.
Right.
yeah.
But the servers are not.
Right.
And so a lot of people now are deducting that 8% from the 20%, which leaves you 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12% to your server.
Oh, that's unfair.
which
Yeah,
is
that's
terrible. And not only that, but they don't tell you.
Oh.
They just go like this. And if sometimes you're drunk and you don't look at the bill and you just pay.
Right.
Luckily, people that I'm with look at the bill.
I need to have people around me like that too, because
Yeah.
I don't do that.
I don't either. Right. You just give your card, right?
Right.
8%.
What are you guys doing this weekend? Justin's going out Thursday night. That's as far as we got on that.
You're having a party.
I'm having a
What are
party.
you up to?
I think my family's gonna get together. We have a really large Portuguese family, so we're always together on these holidays.
Do you speak Portuguese?
I could probably carry a conversation,
Fogo de
but
Brava.
not.
That's all.
I don't think-
that's all Alexis says anytime she's near Tony, because that's all he said. Fogo de Brava, right?
Sure.
Well, like, you know what, Anthony? Don't pretend you speak Portuguese.
Aren't you going to Manhattan?
Although he does. Yeah, I'm going to New York on Friday.
Oh my God, amazing.
Ooh.
I'm going to New York.
So how
We
will you
have
get
dinner
down there?
reservation. Oh, we're taking the train.
Brilliant.
Smart.
Out of
Me,
Westwood?
Anthony, Kim Lazarian. Yep. First she said she'd pick us up, and now all of a sudden she can't pick us up, and so she'll be dropped off at our house. And we're booked on like some 6 a.m. train Friday morning into the
fun.
city. Yep, we have reservations at, I don't know where we have reservations, but we're going to be there for 3 nights. I'm
That's
not coming
awesome.
back until Monday night.
So who's going?
Tony, me, and Kim Lazarian
Yeah.
and her roommate from Saratoga, who I love.
Oh,
And then Kim's daughter, Jordan's down there, who I love, who's in law school, 4.0.
Wow.
Alexa?
Nope. Kim goes, does Alexa even know you're going? She's like, excuse me? I said, Alexa, you're not even around. You're going to be on the Cape. Well, it would have been nice if I got an invite.
Oh.
But Kim's daughter can't really take too much of us.
Yeah.
She can only take us in small
doses.
drips and doses. So we can't all go together. The last time we went together, Jordan, it was too much. So she said to her mother, I can only take them in small doses.
Or just split you in half.
Yeah, so now we're split in half. So now it's fine.
manageable.
Yeah, exactly. So there's so much to do in New York. We're gonna
wow.
try to catch a show, and
Oh,
there's shopping, and there's just food.
So much
food,
shopping.
Yeah, we
lots
stayed
of
down
walking.
in Manhattan a few years ago for I think it was 3 nights, and it's tremendous down there. We
It's-
stayed down at Christmas time too.
Oh, I
which
love
was-
going down there
it was
Christmas
great, yeah.
time. We
Chaos,
did
but
that.
great.
I know. There's so many people.
Yeah.
My God. Don't think I could live there, but
No,
I get a little overwhelmed.
yeah.
I'm definitely not a city girl. I'm like a
Yeah, I'm not
beach.
either.
I'm a
Me too.
beach
The
girl.
good news is Anthony will want to stop every 5 minutes at a restaurant, so we'll be
Awesome.
doing a lot of sitting.
I mean, there's nothing like New York pizza either.
No,
Like,
Right.
it's the best.
Oh
I'm
my
sure.
God,
I'm
it's
sure
so good.
you know who will be having a slice at 2 a.m.
yes, Tony
He's
Eats will
already-
be on fire.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I love it. I love his stories.
How do I get away from that though? I don't eat what he eats, so he orders his own stuff.
I want to get that meal that you guys had recently where it was pasta in a big thing of.
I just
Cheese.
thought of this
Cheese.
the other
And a
night because
cheese
I think
block.
we had it around here.
So it was a cheese block like this big. Then they throw the pasta
I've
on
seen
it,
that before.
heat it up, and I just.
Oh my! It's
That's
yeah.
so
The first time I
decadent.
had it was in Aruba.
Oh, really?
Oh my God!
That
But
sounds
I was
fantastic.
just thinking about it, and it was somewhere around here that I just had it.
Oh.
I think it was somewhere in Boston.
Mm.
You have to go for the cheese wheel.
I need that.
Yes, if they light it, she just said they
Oh.
melt it, and
Yeah.
then they throw the pasta in, and they mix it with the sauce
Sounds
inside
so
the
good.
cheese.
I need that in my life. That
Oh
sounds
my
amazing.
God,
So
it
good.
was sick.
Yeah.
So Tony's eating habits. So last night he decided he wanted to go to what's the pizza place on 138? Buddy's.
Mhm.
By the way, I changed the picture and I put our new logo.
Oh, nice.
So now on Buddy's it says Weinstein Keach.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And so anyway, so his decisions are, should I have a pepper mushroom sausage or mushroom onion pepperoni?
Oh.
And also chicken wings. And
I want to be like Tony. when I
Right?
Grow
Oh,
up.
right?
and so he couldn't decide. So the server came up with a fabulous idea. She said, why don't you do half and half? So that's what he had. Half sausage, mushroom, pepper, half pepperoni.
That's like way too much for me.
It's too much meat. I don't like meat on my
Meat.
pizza.
I'm like such a
With-
plain cheese girl.
Same.
With burnt edges.
Well,
Or
no, I
veggie.
do
I do like
other stuff.
veggie pizza.
Pineapple? Does pineapple belong to pizza?
I love it.
Me
Absolutely.
too.
Always.
I don't
And-
mind.
I
it.
love chaos on my pizza.
Mm.
Although I don't
Pineapple
like-
and
but I do like
jalapeno
Mm.
pizza.
That's good.
That sounds delicious.
It's amazing.
So
my
Pizzoni
go-to.
has a pizza that's really good. It's called the Victor Special,
Mhm.
and it's got a whole bunch of vegetables on it, including banana peppers and feta. And the combination is off the charts.
I would love that.
Really good. Victor Special. Try it. Really good.
What's your favorite local pizza? I always want to do this and have, right? And
Yeah.
have the
Oh, my-
taste test.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
What is it?
Mine is Town Spa in Stoughton.
Really?
The best.
I mean, they do have a
Interesting.
cult-like following.
It is a cult.
It is
100%.
literally
Yeah.
absolute 100% the best pizza.
I have
Cannot prove me wrong.
disagree. Justin, what's yours?
I think mine's gonna be the Venus down in Hanson. It's bar pizza like Town Spa.
Have
but
you
it's
been to the
good.
Venus in Marshfield?
It's the
It's
same
the
type-
same pizza?
Yeah,
Absolutely delicious.
yeah, fantastic.
Absolutely delicious. Meredith?
Linwood.
We're rivals, I guess. Yeah. Linwood's not bad.
The spa, the last time I went was like, they were so rude that I was like,
their
I
way.
can't do this anymore unless I do takeout. And
Oh, I've only ever gone for takeout, so
Yeah.
that could be why.
Oh,
you've never
Different
sat there?
I've never sat there.
Oh, you're
I
coming.
got a little grumpy from that.
Oh.
So I have biases.
What about
You know where we
It's
get
like
for
so
all the time?
crispy
It
and-
is so good.
It is
I
really
mean,
good.
and the cheese is like caramelized. It's so
I
good.
actually like the cauliflower crust there better
I
than
didn't
the
even know
regular
they had
crust.
that there.
Delicious.
Oh, I'll have
The
to try
cauliflower
it.
crust
Yeah.
is delicious.
I mean, a crispy crust is like the best.
everything.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what's Patty Jamoulis's place?
Oh, Cape Cod.
Cape Cod
Oh.
pizza.
Oh, yeah.
You have that in our
Anthony
freezer
Dies.
at
Those
all
are good,
time.
Yes.
You can get them at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Oh
really
my
good.
God, delicious. And we just went for Mother's Day. We went to the Italian kitchen
Oh.
and we got their meatballs to go.
Oh, the
And
meatballs.
Meredith, they put them in a huge tin. I forgot
Oh.
to tell you. You said, how many meatballs do you want? This is good for you.
Oh,
You don't even have to pre-order.
oh.
And so we said, we want 10 meatballs. So he put them in a big tray, the 10 meatballs with sauce. Then you can buy extra sauce. He says, put this in the oven. Just heat it up until you touch it and it's warm. Meatballs.
You know,
for your
maybe I'll
kids.
do that for Sunday. I was thinking last year I had my mother-in-law. She makes sausage, peppers and onion. It's like off the chart delicious, but it
My
was a
pants
little
are so
tough to
tight.
eat on,
Yeah.
outside. I wonder.
Oh, and so then we got
Meatballs might be a little
little,
better.
Tony wanted to get little like slider rolls.
Right.
So he made little sliders with the meatball.
Right.
Delicious.
Yeah,
Finger
I could do
food.
little ones. I think that's
Go
what
to
I'll
the
do.
Italian Kitchen, who
Yeah.
was also bought out by
Jamoulas.
the Jamoulises.
Yeah. Yep.
And Patty Jamoulis looks amazing.
Yeah.
May-
Always.
May I say that?
Amazing. Always.
Well, and our Patty Couto looks amazing.
Yeah.
Now, you don't really have to wear makeup.
I am wearing some today.
I mean, you are stunning. Your
Yeah.
skin
Thank
is
you.
gorgeous.
Yep.
You don't have to wear a heavy eye like I do.
So happy I came here today.
Right? You have cute, like, rosy cheeks.
Yep.
And
It is the blush.
and a lovely smile.
Yeah.
Thank you.
White teeth.
Yes.
Thanks.
You look fabulous.
Justin, you're cute
I don't
too.
get these compliments at
Sorry.
all.
Justin, we're going to pass on you.
That's
So, you guys, Justin, we love you. You're handsome and fabulous.
How did it come about that you work for Mike Maloney, and how is it called SKM and like title?
I'm going to
and,
let
like-
you start on
you
this.
want me to tell the SKM
You
story?
tell the
Sure, we can tell that
SKM.
one. So
Can we tell
it's
it?
SKM because there was 3 partners at one point:
Okay.
Sheriff, Kelly, and Maloney.
Yeah.
And then Betsy Kelly left.
Yep.
So it was going to be S&M.
Oh, wait, I
And then we
think I know
realized
her.
we can't
Oh.
really say that in public
Right.
and sell ourselves as S&M attorneys.
Right.
So we just left the gang.
Got it.
So that's how that happened.
Oh, okay.
So
I
that's
think
the
I
SKM.
knew Betsy Kelly. I think I
She's
did a closing with her.
platinum title now. She's right down the street in Stoughton.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's still local.
Alexa adores Mike Maloney.
Yeah.
We love Alexa. We love Alexa.
We took a class.
She goes, I have a
with him
crush on
recently.
Mike Maloney.
He was great.
What? Oh
He
my
was
God,
very
he was
good.
wonderful.
Yeah,
He's
very
a
good.
great speaker.
Yeah.
super
Very
knowledgeable.
charismatic.
Right. Do
Yeah,
we have
those-
another class coming up?
We are.
Why do we have to take classes and you don't? I still don't get it, but that's
I
fine.
don't either, but that's fine.
All right, what's the upcoming class?
The new construction one that we had to reschedule. Hey, it's good for new agents.
No, actually,
New
what
agents
are
will
we
love that
talking
one.
about? No, I do. Meredith and I both do a lot of new construction.
Yeah, it'll be good.
We'll be attending that class. Will there be refreshment?
I'm sure there will be.
Absolutely.
When is it?
Last time, all you did
I
was
haven't
serve
scheduled it yet.
carbs.
I know. We'll work on that for next time. Noted.
It's a work in progress.
No
We'll
carbs.
improve.
Stephanie made me sit in the front row last time.
No, Meredith, you made me sit in the front row.
Oh.
Meredith goes, we will sit in the
Mike
front.
Maloney loved that you guys.
It was
sat in the
fantastic
front
because there's a
row.
question every 5
Yeah.
minutes, and that's what he
Oh,
wants.
yeah, Meredith loves a question. Any group event. Excuse me, Meredith Keach here. Question. She loves
It's fantastic. It's better than the opposite. Some of these classes, if everyone just sits there and is quiet and you talk for an hour
So
straight,
boring.
it's brutal.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm going to come up with a list of questions. I'm
Well,
going to say, excuse me, Attorney Maloney.
in the time of distraction, right? How often are you able to just sit
Mhm.
without being distracted with your phone or whatever?
And we're not allowed to look at our phones.
right.
If
so
you want the
sitting in the
credit.
front,
Yeah.
sitting in the front like makes me be focused.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
But
I'm not.
I kind of,
you can ask
but I need
off-topic
like
questions.
a thing.
It's hard. It's hard because you have to show up on time. You can't leave early.
Yeah.
You can't be on your phone
very
in order
strict.
to get the credit from
Yeah.
the state.
Yeah.
So
And they're lawyers, so they stick to it.
Justin,
We do.
you sat in the back.
100%. I didn't need to be there. I was just rooting you guys on. That's all.
moral
Patty,
support.
were you there? You were there.
I was.
Oh, you
Patty
kept,
was there.
She kept.
I was the technology girl.
Remember, she had to keep touching the
The
laptop.
laptop. That's
Because
right.
he's like, Patty?
IT.
Now, where's Mike from? He has a funny accent.
Yeah.
Maryland.
Maryland.
Sometimes I can't understand him.
Yeah. It's very much like in his cheeks.
Yeah.
The way he
It
talks.
is.
That's
Yeah.
that
He is so
that
nice.
Maryland Baltimore accent. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what's his sports teams?
Who?
I don't really know.
I
In all
don't
honesty.
really know
What'd you
him.
say?
Like,
Really?
He's been
What's
up
his
here long
sports
enough.
teams?
Probably local teams around
Oh,
here.
sports teams?
He's
No.
I think so. He's
Come
been up here a
on.
while.
he
He's
likes
an
the
Orioles.
Sox
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Not more than the Orioles.
I think he might.
Yeah.
I think he might.
We need to find out.
That should be a question
Right.
at the next class.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, talking about sports. So when we sit down last night at Buddy's, so Tony has to talk to me about sports all the time. He goes, you know, I really think the Patriots are going to be really good this year. I go, Anthony, you're just saying that because the Bruins let you down and the Celtics are about to let you down. So now you're just moving on to the next sport.
There's always hope.
It's a coping mechanism. That's
Right.
right. That's all it
Absolutely.
is.
Right.
But we need to get by.
Right.
Are you into sports?
Well, I have Patriots tickets.
Okay.
Does anybody want to come to a game one day? I could see
Yeah.
it.
Your
Sure.
world changed from my vantage point when you got parking.
Oh yeah.
Because you were not happy for a bit, and then all of a sudden you got parking, and it was like, she was like, oh, I've seen the other side.
I'm not walking down Route 1.
So as she had to, in all her glory, platform, high heels, fur coat, marching down Route 1 like 4 miles to get into the stadium that
No.
had limited shelf
Doesn't
life.
sound like you. No. That's
Now we
fair.
have standing reservations at Tavolino. I park right in front of Tavolino, walk into Tavolino, because
love
if
it
you
there.
have tickets, you can get reservations. I have a martini or two, and then I walk right into the game, have a couple beers,
Love it.
and then eat, and then we leave.
That's the life.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Great. And I never
good
know
way
who's
to
going to
go.
be sitting next to me. We have 6 tickets, so I know everybody to my left, but the 2 people on the right, I never know. I meet new friends. So much fun.
Yeah. I went once this year. Actually, an attorney
Oh,
brought
yeah.
me, Meredith Keach.
Oh yeah, Meredith went with another attorney.
Hurts a little.
I know.
It does hurt a little.
We do like
It was fun. They gave me a
we
parking
do like
pass.
to go places, get tickets to stuff.
Yeah. We don't have
Write
any,
that down.
you know, there's some industries
Noted.
where like you
Write that
can't
down.
have anything over a gift card of like $50.
That's $50.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you guys too?
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
we can't give you that, or you can't give us?
We can't give it to you. There's
For
a
more
strong
than it's a
ethics
RESPA
code.
violation. Of
Well,
more
you
than
know
50
what?
bucks.
I'm finding an attorney who will.
Just says screw that.
That's right.
Screw
Yeah.
that.
Who has no ethics?
Yeah.
There
There
you
might
go.
be
Right.
some.
Must.
We've-
There's definitely shady
We've seen
attorneys.
plenty.
Oh,
There's definitely shady agents
oh,
too.
for sure.
Although, you know, I was thinking, I hadn't dealt with a really crappy agent in a long time.
Mm.
Well,
You
wow.
you definitely just jinxed that, though.
Yep.
Our next deal is going to be awful.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky.
Wow.
Either that or I just structure a situation so that I'm impervious.
Or, good word, Meredith. Or the crappy agents have kind of funneled out.
It might be. So that
That's
happens
definitely part
too.
of it, yeah.
In
I
challenging markets.
haven't seen that at all.
Oh, you
Oh.
Well, I
You still
think-
have some crappy
Patty's getting
clients.
all of them.
Many.
All the challenging agents.
Many.
My dad used to hate real estate agents. He'd have very
We get a
select
bad
few that he
rap.
liked.
I think in certain areas they maybe just don't practice the same way. Like certain areas, it's just
Oh,
kind of like
yeah.
the wild, wild
I'm
west.
surprised you don't have a fake New York
You know?
accent.
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, don't you live in New Bedford?
yes.
They have that.
You live in New Bedford?
Not anymore. I grew
love
up.
New Bedford.
So I
they
grew
have
up
that
in
New
New
York
Bedford,
accent.
Oh, yeah.
but I recently moved.
Coffee. Where do you live now?
Westport.
Port.
Well, excuse
Westport. Oh, R.
me.
Westport.
We should take a ride to Westport.
Okay.
Yes.
I love Westport.
The seafood
What?
is cheaper.
It is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How far is it from Plymouth?
40.
40 minutes. yeah,
And
something
you know
like
what? You can
It's a
get
little bit of a
Charisse
schlep.
at the grocery stores there very
That's
easily.
right. Yes.
You know
I
why?
didn't know you liked that. Oh.
Mhm. Kale soup is my favorite.
Yeah.
Wait, what, Adam? You can get
No, I'm telling you, you
Well,
can get all types.
Listen,
In the
it's readily
Portuguese-
available in the South Coast, okay?
In the Portuguese communities, the grocery stores are filled with those good types
Absolutely.
of sausage.
We have multiple types.
Yeah, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Use it up.
What's that?
Michael's company. does.
Michael's,
Oh,
that's it. Yeah.
Oh.
So my son goes to school in Fall River. He goes to
Oh,
a
I think
Catholic
Adam's
school.
Portuguese.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm from New Bedford.
There we go.
Oh,
New
no
Bedford.
way.
Yeah.
My son's school is in Fall River, and it's in the north end of Fall River, and it's literally around the corner from Michael's Shitties, and it constantly smells like Shitties. Every time I drop him off, it's the
See?
greatest thing. I love it.
I would be like, I'm starving.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Cafes, yeah.
Have you guys been to the Whaling Museum?
I have.
Yeah. That's
If you haven't, you
You
need to
can't
go.
be from New Bedford and not go to the
I went
Whaling
a long
Museum.
time ago.
It's-
I haven't gone.
a school trip. Like,
Yeah,
It
my
is,
kids
yeah,
just
Oh.
went,
What
but
about-
still,
yeah.
I took my kids.
And Battleship Cove.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
took
Oh,
them.
Battleship
I took
Cove,
them
yeah.
there too. But the Whaling Museum. The reason why I suggest people to go to the Whaling Museum is you are going to be blown away by how incredibly charming that part of town is. With
Right.
cobblestone streets,
Yes.
it's like you're walking through Quincy
Yes.
Market,
Right, right.
and
Oh, yeah.
I mean it's still
And
a
now the
fishing
train's
port.
coming.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's going to be
I mean,
incredible.
you
It's
go
so-
in and the
it's so nice weather
architecture,
down there.
you're like, oh my gosh, wow, gorgeous. And Battleship Cove is an amazing place to take your kids. You can touch everything, jump on things. You actually walk on the ships, and then you go to lunch at the Cove. Like,
And then for
Awesome
the
day.
adults, you go to the
Delicious.
Tipsy Seagull.
Yes.
yes,
And
right?
they're redoing. They're
So
taking down
fun.
highways there. There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
whole thing going on.
Mhm.
Yeah, Yeah.
It's definitely the place to be.
It's a good place to buy real estate.
It is.
It is.
100%.
It's funny that you say that because a lot of our investor clients are moving outside of Boston and going into
Yeah.
Taunton, Fall River, and
Yep.
New Bedford.
New Bedford,
Yeah.
the whole,
Yes.
what's it called? The peninsula there down by Point, whatever, what's it called at the end?
Point Sebago.
No.
Yeah.
The,
Where's Point Sebago?
I don't think it's New Bedford, that's for sure.
fort.
yeah, the fort.
Fort Rodman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran a road race down there.
Did you really?
Yep. Yep.
Meredith Keach.
The New Bedford half marathon?
No, I don't think it was a half. My girlfriend's dad was a maritime attorney, and he did a road race for the Mariners, I think, or something.
Oh, cool.
And so we did it. We went through the streets and then ended at that. What was it? Fort.
Fort Rod.
Rodman.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Wait, are you still teaching spinning?
I am. I teach
What?
tomorrow morning
Where
at
do you
5:30.
teach?
So I teach at a local studio, Soco Cycle in New Bedford.
Cool.
Yep.
How many times a week do you
5:30?
spin?
So I teach about twice a week. I teach every other Thursday at 5:30 in the morning and every Sunday at
What time do you have to
8:15.
get up when you have a 5:30 class?
So I will wake up at 4 tomorrow.
Wow.
Morning.
Adam, you stress
Nope.
me out when you hold
Nope.
up your fingers like that.
Yep.
Wait, but don't you get like anxiety the night before?
I do. I set like 27 alarms. I can never sleep. I'm like so worried about work
Right.
every single time.
I
Every single
know.
time.
You don't wake up automatically now?
No.
She
I
doesn't
don't
even
know.
sleep,
It's like
probably
I
'cause you
try
don't
to
do it.
sleep.
Riddled
It's like
with anxiety.
You sleep and then you wake up and then you try to go back to sleep and then I get nervous that if I go back to sleep, I'm not going to wake up.
I don't think that's that fun.
No.
Well, I
That
went to bed
sounds
last night and
miserable.
said, I'm not setting an alarm for my gym class this morning.
Oh man.
I'm just going to roll the dice.
And you woke
Did
up.
you wake up in time?
I woke up
Yeah.
and by myself. And
Wow.
I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
There
You
we
just
go.
tell your body what time you want to wake up.
And I woke up.
Wait,
And
we also have a pickleball on Tuesday.
we will be.
Oh.
Yep. Stephanie and I are pickleball people.
Professionals at this point?
Well, basically.
Not yet. Well, we're going on to the advanced beginner.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
We've moved up.
What an accomplishment.
We
She
don't
said,
want to brag.
I do not want you going in the absolute beginner class because it will be too slow and you're just too good.
The pickleball language, though, is unbelievable.
It's very sexual.
She goes, let's practice our long dinks in the kitchen.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes.
Hello?
Those are pickleball terms.
And she's very serious. A long dink in the kitchen.
And our
Security?
instructor is very pretty. She's very pretty.
She's beautiful. She's lovely. And she
She's
lives in
long
Duxbury.
and
And she knows
thin.
Joe. Do you know she knows Tony's
Beautiful.
brother?
No, long
Yeah.
hair. And
Yeah.
she teaches tennis and pickleball.
She has a kick-ass body.
Yeah.
Nice eyelashes.
Yeah.
Cute freckles.
And a cute smile.
And yeah, she's a tennis player and also a pickleball player.
Yep. And so we loved it so much. We asked if we could do a custom class
Yeah.
with her. And she said, I'll extend if you want to extend. So I'm working on getting us a custom class because we
Right.
want to go to the advanced beginner stage.
And she
Love it.
adores Meredith because Meredith is on the rec committee in
Mhm.
Easton.
Yep.
Love it.
And
Yep.
so
And I spoke with Heath
There's a lot
this
of
morning.
pressure happening over there.
Oh, no.
I spoke with Heath Berkowitz this morning, who
Oh,
was on a
Heathy.
show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's
and
coming
he's
on
a
next week, I
pickleball
think.
instructor. Oh, he is?
Yeah.
And I said, Heath, I want my kids to learn pickleball because we're going to the Outer Banks in August and we're going to have pickleball
jealous.
championships
Is he doing
there.
So
a private
jealous.
lesson
So
for the Hennessy
I
children?
said, they usually do camp here. Can you do a camp for them? Instead of doing tennis, can you do pickleball? He said, absolutely. I'll talk to whoever the person is and we'll get it set
Wow.
up and I'll call you by the end of the day.
There you go. Done.
Because I think they'll
Perfect.
love it.
They have to. Well, and
It's so
pickleball
fun.
courts are opening up all over the
All
United
over.
States
All
of
over
America,
now.
Yeah.
It's the new
including
thing.
shopping malls.
Yeah.
We have
Adam, did you just turn the lights out?
No, I don't like it when out.
That was
Oh.
weird. You're stressing me out now, too.
the lights are out.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
I'm having anxiety. We have to go.
I know.
I don't
gotta
need
have lunch.
Adam to hold up the 5 and then 3, and now we're down to 1 minute.
Well, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Happy anniversary.
Thank you,
Yes,
thank
have
happy
a wonderful
anniversary.
dinner
Thank you,
thank you.
eating fish
Let us
at
know what you
Capitol
have.
Grill.
I will.
Yeah.
Please don't get fish.
Salmon, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I like
Justin.
fish, but I'm not going to get fish there.
Oh,
I don't believe you. And you
Tomahawk
have a
steak.
yeah,
Thank
go.
you.
Just eat a piece of steak.
Yeah. Patty, have a wonderful
I
time
feel
with your
bad for you.
family.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
fair.
Yeah,
Thank
have
you
a
so
wonderful
much for
weekend.
having us.
Oh, we hope you guys had fun.
And
Yeah,
if you need an
absolutely.
attorney, call Bobo or Couto.
Yeah, or a lawyer.
Yeah, or a
Yes.
lawyer.
Preferably
Team-
us.
Or a counselor.
Preferably
Or a
us.
counselor. Team
Legal
of Bobo
counsel.
and Couto, Keach and Weinstein are out.
Out. Thanks for listening.